Hello everyone. So are you ready to study about climatic controls? If you remember, in my last video, you studied about frequent changes in weather conditions. These changes from one day to the other or from one place to the other are due to variations in the elements of weather and climate. Similarly, there are variations in the climatic conditions from one area to the other area. The factors controlling the variations of the elements of weather and climate from one area to the other area or from one season to the other season are called controls of weather and climate. And in this video, you are going to study about these factors only, that how they control weather and climate of any area. So let us start. Factors controlling weather and climate. There are 6 major factors that control the climate of any place. They are latitude, altitude, pressure and wind system, distance from the sea, ocean currents, and relief features. Let us learn about these factors in detail. The first one is latitude. You have learned about the imaginary circular lines which run on the globe parallel to the equator. They are known as latitudes. These latitudes help us to know the climatic conditions of any area. How do they help us? Let me explain you. In the diagram, you can see sun's rays are falling on the earth. But due to the spherical shape of the earth, all the parts of it do not receive same amount of heat. Maximum heat is received near the equator because direct sun's rays are falling near the equator, whereas the angle of sun's rays go on decreasing towards the poles. As a result, the amount of heat decreases from equator towards the poles. Thus, you can say different amount of heat is received on different latitudes. I hope this is clear to you. Now come to the second one, that is altitude. Altitude means height. Have you ever noticed what changes come in the temperature when you go on heights? Yes, you are right. Temperature decreases with increasing height in the lower layer of the atmosphere. Why? Because when the air rises vertically, it undergoes an expansion. When you allow air to expand, it becomes less dense and as a result, temperature decreases. Now come to the third one, that is pressure and wind system. To understand it better, I would like you to learn one important relation between temperature and pressure. That high temperature creates low pressure, whereas low temperature creates high pressure. And winds always blow from high pressure areas to low pressure areas. Thus, you can say differences in pressure is caused due to differences in temperature. Why do we have differences in temperature? Because of latitudes and altitudes that I have just explained you. It is very important for you to understand the relation between temperature and pressure because it will help you later in the chapter when I'll explain you the rainfall patterns of our country. Now come to the next one, that is distance from the sea. Do you know the temperature near the coastal areas is always moderate? It means neither too hot nor very cold. Why? Because of land breeze and sea breeze. As the distance from the sea increases, its moderating influence decreases and the people experience extreme weather conditions. This condition is known as continentality. It means very hot during summers and very cold during winters. Is it clear to you? Now come to the next one, that is ocean currents. Ocean currents along with onshore winds affect the climate of the coastal areas. For example, any coastal area with warm or cold currents flowing past it will be warmed or cooled if the winds are onshore. Clear? Now come to the last one, relief features. Relief also plays an important role in controlling the climatic condition of any area. For example, high mountains act as barriers for cold and hot winds. They may also cause precipitation if they lie in the path of rain-bearing or moisture-laden winds. Let me explain it in a little more detail. If the wind is full of moisture and strikes a highland or mountains, what will happen? It will rise up, causing condensation followed by precipitation. Do remember, more rainfall takes place in the windward side of mountain. Here in the diagram you can see this is the windward side of the mountain. On contrary to this, very less rainfall takes place in the leeward side of the mountain, which is opposite to the windward side. I hope this is clear to you. Now let us know about the factors affecting India's climate in particular. The first one is latitude. To understand it better, let us have a look at the world map. In this map, you can see the location of India. The Tropic of Cancer is passing through the middle of the country. You can see almost half of the country lying south of the Tropic of Cancer belongs to the tropical area. All the remaining area north of the tropic lies in the subtropics. Therefore, India's climate has characteristics of tropical as well as subtropical climates. Clear? Next one is altitude. You know, India has different types of landforms of different heights. For example, the Himalayan mountains. They are in the northern part of our country, which have an average height of about 6,000 meters. India also has a vast coastal area where the maximum height is about 30 meters. Do you know the Himalayan mountains act as barriers and do not allow the cold wind from Central Asia to enter in the Indian subcontinent? It is because of these mountains that this subcontinent experiences comparatively milder winters as compared to Central Asia. I hope this is clear to you. Now come to the last one, that is pressure and winds. The climate and associated weather conditions in India are governed by the following atmospheric conditions. First one is pressure and surface winds. Second one is upper air circulation. And the third one is western cyclonic disturbances and tropical cyclones. That's all you have to study under the factors affecting India's climate. In the next video, we will study about pressure and wind system in detail. So children, let us end today's class here. Do subscribe my channel to get notifications about upcoming videos. Thank you everyone.